Carlsbad, California. I'm here at the Calavera Hills Mountain, formerly the Calavera Hills Volcano. Behind me to my right is Sage Creek High School, as well as the city of Carlsbad. And then if you go even further beyond that, you have the Pacific Ocean. Now what I'm standing on right here, these rigid rocks that are firmly planted in the ground, this is molten magma from the original volcano. And when it rises near the surface and it cools, it turns into this hard, rigid rock all over the mountain. And when it's rigid like this, it tells us that it rose really fast and it cooled super fast over the surface. Now this mountain, Calavera Mountain, was a volcanic plug, meaning lava and magma rose through the inside of a vent and it hardened, and over millions and millions of years, erosion completely wiped the outer layers, revealing the core of the volcano, which is what I'm standing on. So what I'm holding here in my hand is a little tiny piece of igneous rock that broke off from the top of this mountain. Along with this igneous rock, you can find many other minerals like quartz, peroxidine, and other igneous rock formations throughout this whole former active volcano. Now what's so cool about this is a prime example of erosion, which is something we've talked so much about in our class. And you can find other examples like active volcanoes or large mountains all throughout Southern California. The geographical formations of our state are very, very fascinating, where we have the ocean about 3 miles that way and then a formerly active volcano right here. And if you go all the way up the coast of California, you'll find many, many other examples just like it. This once active volcano is a prime example of how geological processes have been shaping the states and Earth that we know, dating back millions and millions of years. Welcome back, everybody. I'm here today at Mission Hills Regional Park in San Diego, California. Behind me is beautiful sunny San Diego. And today we're not only going to be discussing the different types of rocks and minerals you can find out here, but also the historical significance this park holds in regards to the Spanish and early San Diego. Now you'll notice behind me I've switched my background, and that's because just on the other side of this cliff is the old Mission Dam. Now this dam was built by Spanish missionaries in 1813, and the purpose of the dam was to channel river water from the San Diego River into farmland all across Southern California and San Diego. Now this beautiful piece of Spanish engineering is considered the oldest standing Spanish irrigation system in all of California. Now along with this dam behind me, this whole park, Mission Trails Regional Park, was used by the Spanish in the 1700s as they migrated from North Mexico all the way into San Diego and the rest of California. Now what makes this park so awesome is not just this rich Spanish history, but also the different types of rocks and minerals you can find. I picked one up with me on the way up the hill, and I'll give you a little explanation. So this reddish orange rock is very rich in quartz, and these little white spots is most likely hematite and limonite. Now what gives it this amazing red finish is heavy iron oxide staining and lots of weathering over many, many, many years that this rock has been here, most likely since the Spanish. Now along with this piece of quartz that I found on my way up this trail, you can find many others just like it on any one of the trails here at this beautiful park. Along with this piece of quartz, you can find volcanic, metamorphic, and granite-like rocks and minerals at any one of the trails that you may choose. Now this park is one of our many beautiful parks here in San Diego, and I hope to see you guys next time. Hello everybody, welcome back to the last installment of my honors project. Today we're in La Jolla, California at the Ocean Walk Trail with the Pacific Ocean right behind me, and we're going to be talking about the Rose Canyon Fault Line, which is what this trail and what these hills are made up of. The Rose Canyon Fault Line is one of the largest active fault systems in San Diego and is actually directly connected to the San Andreas Fault. Now we've talked about plates and boundaries and faults so much in our class. What a better way to really get into that than to be standing on the Rose Canyon Fault here in San Diego. So these beautiful geological features, these cliffs and these bushes and all the stuff that I'm standing on here today, we're able to see this because when the North American plate and the Pacific plate grind together, we get these beautiful cliffs that get uplifted and then they get eroded and washed away by the ocean water behind me. Now as I walk up this beautiful coastline, these steep cliffs and uneven rock layers actually help geologists better understand the tectonic changes and effects that we see from erosion. Now I'm going to voice over this segment, but these big, beautiful cliffs that we see off in the distance, along with Torrey Pines Golf Course right there, these cliffs are some of the ones that geologists will study in order to better understand the tectonic changes, like I was talking about in the previous clip. Now this area is actually very important historically because although it's hard to believe, before the city of La Jolla and all these residential areas, thousands of years ago there was a bunch of indigenous people and their groups that used this coastline that I'm standing on and the ocean resources in order to survive. Now I intentionally saved the Rose Canyon Fault for last because this spot was my personal favorite out of all three. The beautiful Pacific Ocean, these marvelous cliffs behind me, and all the other factors make this spot so special. Now this project was an absolute blast, and I want to thank Professor Chaddock for providing me with all three locations as well as guiding me through this project. I hope the viewers enjoy this video, and I had an absolute blast doing this project. Now after I finish talking in this segment, I'll provide some clips and some videos from along the coastline where we can see many seagulls, osprey, and cool seals as well. Thank you guys so much.